Just short of 8 months ago, my father was diagnosed with lung cancer. And between the time he was diagnosed in June last year, I mean, he passed away on the 13th of December, just gone. So, it's not a long time.
I'm James Colbert, that's Sean Buckley, and together we came up with Challenge 26.8.
Endurance Challenge 26.8 is a 5-day, 120-kilometre swim of the Shannon River. A cycle through every county in Ireland in 11 days. Finished off with 4 marathons in 4 days. The challenge, €500,000 for breakthrough cancer research.
Breakthrough Cancer Research was set up to support research into treating cancers of poor prognosis that would traditionally respond very poorly to traditional treatment methods. And what we're working on is developing new innovative treatments for those patients. And it's not possible without the support of the public to do this research in the first place and to kind of drive that through. So we need all the help we can get.
We can't give it to every charity, but this is kind of something that, after seeing the way it's kind of affected all Sean's family and mine, I'd prefer to kind of find a cure.
You'd have to be very conscious that the people who are out there are very much doing it from an emotional perspective and really want to see results. They want to see a positive change.
We're looking at €500,000.
It's an awful lot of money. We're fortunate enough that, as it's in aid of breakthrough cancer research, our swimming coach is donating her time, and she would be one of the top swimming coaches in Ireland.
When they came first and said that they were doing this, I started laughing. But you know, I've seen the dedication that both of them can put into things. Swimming is kind of the new thing for both of them. Their aim really is to do 10K each per day. My job will be to keep the pressure on them to make sure they turn up, make sure they do the distances, and if they don't, then I'll basically kick butt, and that'll be it.
Just for me to be mediocre at something, I have to train twice as much as everybody else. I only realised that in the last couple of years.
Pushing their bodies to the extreme, James and Sean will need to train for 18 months to be in top condition for Endurance Challenge 26.8.
I met the lads back in November 2012 through one of the guys that train here. We took them through a gym session. Their starting body fat isn't where it should be. Ideally, in the first 3 to 4 months of their training is the aim to get the body fat to around 10%.
If you say, at the start I'm only going to train for an hour, and then you get through that and you say I'm going to do it 4 times a week, 5 times a week, all of a sudden that hour won't feel as bad. And then you say, look, sure, I'll do an hour and 10 this time.
He's got a tough job with balancing work and the family and the new baby, and he's training, because right now this is very unmanageable and there's a lot of novelty with it. But when that wears off, and it's just the tough days and the tough mornings of training, that's when it gets really difficult.
It's very, very strenuous on the body.
We're going to engage in a series of tours nationwide: Munster, Leinster, Ulster and Connacht. The run, which will take place in 4 different cities: Cork, Galway, Belfast and Dublin. These tours are open to the public, and this is how we are going to raise the bulk of our money.
They might say, I've never ran more than 10K, like, just hang out with me at the back. It might take us 5-6 hours, but we'll get through it.
When they saw how sick Dad was, any pain or sacrifices we have to make would be, you know, pale into insignificance, really.
Over 21 days, James and Sean hope to bring communities affected by cancer together. They will run, cycle and celebrate the stories of their loved ones.
You know, I know there's a year and a half of training. We can walk away from it. There's people go through months upon months of chemo, and families go through months and months of pain, and you know, with the obviously terminal ending, and money. So I'm running cycling for 3 weeks.
The only way we can make a positive change in cancer is through doing research. Because doing research allows us to develop better programs for earlier diagnosis, for better treatment options, and ultimately to stop patients from dying from the disease. It's the only thing that can make a difference to those patients with cancer. People doing things like this, it's hard to get your head around. I mean, without that sort of support, we really wouldn't be in existence, wouldn't be able to do the research, and the more support we have, then the quicker we can translate our work into improved treatments for our patients.
And you can play your part in Endurance Challenge 26.8. Run, walk, cycle and donate.